All right, guys, welcome back. JE Live. This is a post game, and it is the Rams 37-7 win over the Jacksonville Jaguars to improve to 8-4 on the season. Kind of what we expected, but it's nice to obviously see it come to fruition. And, it's nice to see them try something a little bit different. I mean, I know, Sean McVay has been pretty much a guy over and over again throughout the course of his career. He's ungodly consistent. First off, he is always above 500. And secondly, for the most part, besides 2019, they make the playoffs. And third, they always have a dry spell in which they have to, at some point, dig deep and kind of change what they're doing, change their game plan. And that's what I saw. That's what I saw out of them. We talked about it on the preview show. This is going to be a different style of game plan. The hope was that they'd go back to play action passing. They go back to being a modified West Coast style offense. And sure enough, that is what ended up happening. That at the end of the day, that's what I was hoping for. I understand that there's a lot of people out there that, were adding me on Twitter. And, how about that, Jake? Sony Michel, look at how good he was. Look, Sony Michel played well. I'm not going to lie. I mean, he did. But you have to understand the personnel grouping that they had for the most part. They played a lot of 12 personnel. They used some Hulk sets. They used some jumbo sets. And so I think, with that being said, I think it shows that Sean McVay wanted to make, some serious, some serious changes to the offense, so to speak, adjustments. And I think he did a good job in doing so. That's really what it comes down to. So, all in all, I do think that this gets them right on the right path, right direction there. It's good to see them coming away with the win. Obviously, it's good to see them coming away with the win regardless. But, when you win by 30 for the first time since, 2018, that's always something that you have to like there. So, that is that. I will answer your questions. I will talk a little bit about the game. Stafford pitched a good one today, 295 yards, 3 touchdowns. Was sacked once for 5 yards. Came on a really bad play by Coleman Shelton, but for the most part, I thought he played all right. 117.8 passer rating. The defense stifled Trevor Lawrence. They held the Jaguars to a total of 61 rushing yards on 25 carries. Lead rusher was Carlos Hyde with 9 carries for 24 yards. James Robinson had 8 carries for 24 yards. We talked about before the game in the preview, the Rams just do a really nice job of stopping the run, and they did that. Once again, they lead the league over the last 3 weeks. Now you can make it 4, holding Jacksonville to 2.4 yards per carry. Sony Michel went for 5 yards per carry. Towards the end of the game, he had that 25-yard run that kind of shot him from 4.5 to 5, 24 carries for 120 yards. You saw Mekhi Sargent, who I mentioned in the preview. He was picked off of the practice squad. He's been on there for a little bit. The UDFA out of Iowa. He had himself 2 carries for 5 yards at the end of the game. Cooper Kupp, 8 catches, 129 yards, and a touchdown on 10 targets. We had 5 for 48 out of Tyler Higbee, 6 for 41, and a touchdown for Van Jefferson. Ben Skoranek had the nice seam buster over the middle, the 35-yard one there. And then you got 2 catches for 28 yards from OBJ, one which was a touchdown where he mossed the defender. You had 3 catches from Sony Michel for 8 yards, and then 1 catch from Kendall Blanton that went for 6 yards. In this game, there were 3 forced fumbles. You had Trevor Lawrence recover 1, but the Rams got the other 2. Jalen Ramsey recovering 1. You had the A'Shawn Robinson tearing the ball out, and then Taylor Rapp diving on it. That was one of them, and then Aaron Donald at the beginning of the game forcing that fumble. Ernest Jones played outstanding today. 9 tackles, 5 solo, a pass breakup, a quarterback hit, and a half sack. Aaron Donald had a sack robbed from him. Should have had 2.5 sacks. But he had 1.5 sacks, a tackle for loss, 2 quarterback hits. Thought A'Shawn Robinson played very well. Those were that was it. They only got to Lawrence twice on sacks, but all in all, I thought the defense was outstanding. I understand they played against Jacksonville. Really nice start to the game, though. 40.5 yard return from Brandon Powell. He honestly looks like he'll be the kick returner moving forward. So that's something to consider. So, all right, let's get into it. What's up, guys? What's up, Jose? Yes, Sony Michel had a good day. Sony I don't think he should be RB1. If Henderson's fully healthy, I still think he's the better back, but, Sony played well. Defense played well, still need to get lesser penalties. Yeah, that was obnoxious. Big game next week, you're absolutely right. No, I agree with you. Henderson should be. Stafford is tough. Let's not get overhyped. We played Jacksonville. Just need this exact effort next week versus a good team. Yep, but hopefully the guys have confidence now. Well, that's a big thing, It's not going to be perfect, but you really want to get back on the right path and establish some confidence, instill some confidence in your team, and I think that's a big thing there. And I think a game like this, regardless of what anyone wants to say and who it's against, a game like this is sometimes what it takes to kind of spark something, So don't discount just because it was Jacksonville. I'll also say this. I understand it was Jacksonville, but, they put up 37 points. They did their job. They were at home. They won by 30 for the first time since 2018. I understand Jacksonville is not a very good football team. I get that. But they're also dealing with a lot of injuries too. No Robert Woods, no Sebastian Joseph Day in the middle, and just, they had all sorts of injuries to start the game. I mean, Brian Allen, we don't know his status. We don't know David Edwards' status. I mean, they just rallied. And that's the thing, is that they were up 16-7 at the half, and we're probably all sitting here, being like, oh, come on, they should be blowing this team out. I knew in the second half that they would blow away, but sometimes that's just how it works. And, at the end of the day, you put up 37 points, it's a good day. So the Rams won on all three phases. They got some great contributions out of their special teams unit, including a, marvelous stop at the 1 yard line. Really nice play by the rookie Robert Rochelle. So I definitely was excited to see that. Happy to see that. Let's see here. Let's see. Keep the faith. Exactly, KMG. We need our center to actually block so Stafford is upright. I mean, bad play, sure, but I'm not too worried. I mean, I thought he played all right. I'm not the biggest Coleman Shelton fan, but I thought, he was pretty solid. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that. Yeah, next week is really going to be it. Michelle looked good, so Michelle should be... I disagree again. I think Hendo is a better running back. What I will say about Sony Michel is that he did everything that you could ask him to do, obviously. But keep in mind, I mean, when does Henderson get 27 touches in a game? When does Henderson run behind 12 personnel? Like I said, the 12 personnel grouping really helped Sony Michel. That was their way of kind of changing things up, going back to the play action. I'm not in denial. I'm just telling you like it is. I mean, we could do this all day, but, Henderson is not a bad running back. I understand, there's some pick on him, and fine, whatever. But, I mean, on the season, he's averaging 4.6 yards per carry. Sony Michel, it took him the 25-yard run at the end of the game to make sure that he averaged more in this game than Henderson has the whole season. Henderson had, 70 rushing yards in the first game of the season. He only had 16 carries in that game. He had 13 the next game, 14 the next game, 17, 21, 15, 14, 11, 5, 16. He doesn't get a ton of carries. He doesn't have games like this. In games where the Rams lose, Henderson's actually averaging at least 5 yards per carry. So, Sony Michel absolutely played well. I'm not knocking that. But you did see, on that one big play, where they went in, they gave up the sack. I mean, it was a miss pass protect, and that was on Sony. But Sony was great, running the football, But I'm just saying that, I mean, they're both good. One does things a little bit better than the other, I think, but they're both good, and they both complement each other. I think that's the big thing. I think the Rams know now that they can count on those guys. Obviously, Mekhi Sargent had 2 carries in garbage time. I'm not about to throw him in that equation, but, those are the 2 guys there. Let's see. Next week we show Brian Allen got hurt early in the game. Yes, he did. I don't know what he hurt, to be honest with you. He was not very happy. The backup center was Coleman Shelton. Huge game against Arizona. This was our get-right game, hopefully. Nope, you're absolutely right. The Rams need to keep the run game strong against the Cardinals. I agree. I mean, we were talking about this. Remember we were talking about this in the if you guys saw the preview, the pregame show. You know what I mentioned? I said the Rams are the best team in the league right now over the last 3 games. You can make it 4 in holding runs to the fewest yards possible. So on rushing yards per attempt, the Rams give up 3.1 yards per attempt. Okay? The Rams are tied for second on the season, giving up 3.9. They gave up 3.1 over the last 3 games. This week, they gave up 2.4. So nice job by Raheem Morris's group, doing a nice job against the run. And then Arizona you have here, on the season, they're 30th in the league. They give up 4.7 yards per carry. So, yes, they absolutely have to run the ball next week. It's imperative. So, that's what I would say about that. I totally agree with you. Have to run against Arizona. Have to keep the pressure on. With Brian Allen, I don't really know what's going on with him. We'll find out more. What's up, Preston? Talk about how Sony outplayed Henderson. Well, I mean, Henderson didn't get a carry in this game, so yeah, he clearly outplayed Henderson in this one. Who came in for our hurt center? That was Coleman Shelton. Really like the adjustments. We ran a lot of jumbo and 3 tight end sets in general. No, yeah, absolutely, and I think that was a big thing that got Sony Michel going early on. Then the Jaguars adjusted to it, and the Rams took advantage of the fact, hey, we've established the run. Now we can use the play-action passing attack, which I've been begging for, and it worked. Stafford missed some throws early on, really rallied, and thought he played extremely well down the stretch. All 3 phases. This is one of those wins you're going to hear Sean McVay say that he was really happy with the way they played complementary football. Coleman Shelton is not the backup tight end. He is the backup center. I agree with you, Joseph. I was thinking the same thing. Henderson clearly wasn't healthy. I'm glad they didn't bother using him in this game. They didn't need him. And he'll be ready to go against the Cardinals in all likelihood. So, now you know that you have those complementary pieces. Just use them both. I have no issue with Henderson and Sony Michel, splitting carries. But, I mean, I have an issue, with the idea that Sony Michel should only be running the football. I disagree with that, I think he played very well today, but I don't think we're giving Henderson enough credit, who stepped in here to back up Cam Akers, to take over as a starter, and I think he's done a good job. He's top 10 in almost every category. He's one of the best pass protectors in football for running backs, so, Let's go. Sony Michel, give Hendo those same touches. He probably outproduces Sony. That's my thing as well, Dr. J. Not to, again, it comes off as hating. I'm not hating. I'm just being honest. Let's see here. What's up, Will? How's it going? Guys, make sure that you're sharing this around. Make sure that you like the stream. Like I said, for whatever reason, YouTube is not recommending my videos. I don't know why, but it's not recommending my videos as much. That's why we only have 64 people and not the usual 150, 200, whatever. Let's see here. Coleman Shelton is the backup center. Yes. Brandon Powell should be the returner. Yes. Great game. Like the way we played second half, but still concerned what our identity is on offense. Refreshing to see heavy running formations, though. I mean, I think the Rams' identity, it's very simple. Just go back to what was working. Go back to what the bread and butter, the recipe of your offense, of Sean McVay's offense. It's a modified West Coast style offense that utilizes a lot of these, play action passing. And, you can't play action pass. You can't utilize play action if you don't establish the run. So I like that they went out. They made sure they were going to establish the run. They shut them down. That was great to see. Let's see here. I'm trying to catch up with all you guys. I'm not ignoring you. There's a lot of comments here, which I love. I appreciate. Good play calling today. The Rams need to clean up the penalties next week. I agree with that. First 100-yard rusher this season. Yeah, and like I've said, I'm glad that he played well for sure. I will say it was against Jacksonville, and 100% Darrell Henderson, who had 89 89 yards on 14 carries, averaging 6.4 yards per carry against the Cardinals on October 3rd, would have 100% had over 100 yards if he ran more than 14 times. And against Seattle, having 82 rushing yards on 17 carries, he would have had over 100 if they ran it more. And against the Texans, they benched him. He had 90 yards on 14 carries, averaging 6.4 yards per carry. They benched him. He had only 14 carries, and that's why he finished with 90. So I'm not going to look too much into that. A good performance from Sony Michel, but I'm not going to get too caught up in the fact he's the first 100-yard rusher for the Rams this season. Because, like I said, if that's the argument, Henderson has literally had an opportunity and has been taken out of that opportunity 3 games this season. He should have 300-yard games. No, I never said Sony was a scrub. I like him. And if you don't believe me, I have a video when I broke him down when they traded for him. I said it was a great move. I thought it made a lot of sense to use him as a complimentary piece. I don't have anything against Sony Michel. Jake, you think we win next week? Will, I actually kind of do. Right now I'm leaning towards the Rams. I feel like, Arizona, yes, they got things going today against the Bears, but I feel like the Rams are going to come out, firing, and they'll be able to win. Arizona's been weird at home. They've been, I don't know if they're the best home team I've ever seen. Plus, they lost to Green Bay in primetime. So, I don't know. I think the Rams will win that game as of right now. We'll see. But I think they'll win that game as of right now. I think we should use both Henderson, Sony, continue running. Yeah, I agree with you. Why not? The Jaguars couldn't stop them. Let's see if teams like Arizona can't stop them, Baltimore, 49ers, etc. That's how you want to do it. Keep your defense. And notice the defense when they're not on the field more than half of the game. Notice the defense when they're not on the field more than half the game. Notice that they produce. Notice the games when they produce, they're not on the field the whole game. It's very simple. The defense, yes, they've had their issues, and I've said this. Okay, I don't love bend don't break. I don't love playing soft shell coverage. I don't. However, look at today. They didn't really change a whole lot in their defense. They had Ernest Jones playing a little bit more. They had Troy Reader playing a little bit less. They didn't change a ton though. Really what it was is that they weren't on the field the whole game, so they weren't gassed, and teams weren't able to just completely run down their throat the whole game and throw down their throat. No, and that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. You keep the Rams defense off the field more than half the game, Rams are probably going to win the football game. The issue is when the defense is on the field the whole time, the offense has already spotted 14 for the other team. That's an issue. Man, I don't know what it is with my voice. I apologize. I do think this gets the team chemistry going. Why doesn't Hendo get that many carries is the question. I think Sean McVay just abandons the run, and I think and I said this, I'm not trying to hate on Sean McVay. Keep that in mind. But when Henderson got hurt, it was an opportunity for Sean McVay to be like, okay, Henderson is the reason I haven't been able to really run the ball enough. I can't count on him being healthy. But that still doesn't have any sort of excuse as to why he's in there in shotgun formations and going out for passes. He may be hurt, sure, but you're still using him. So they just haven't been running the football. And I just feel like Sean McVay used that as kind of a decoy, as kind of a scapegoat. And again, I love him, but I feel like he did that. And then today, they run 24 times. Henderson, the most he's had is 21 carries against the Giants this season. So, 24 carries for 24 carries for Michel is not something we've seen for Henderson. And Henderson has been able to do that. That's my thing. So, the Henderson thing, like I said, I think Sean McVay has been abandoning the run. If you're going to blame it on Henderson's, injuries, then why is Michel not carrying the football? You see what I'm saying? So up to this point, Sean McVay was not running the football enough. Today he did. That's about as simple as I can make that. Michel is comfortable in this offense. Let's see. Our weakness at center. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'll have to go back and watch it, but it's really hard to say that he's a weakness at center. I just think that Coleman Shelton played some good, got some good reps in relief. Let's see. No win November is over, thank God. I do too, Jose. I do too. I think Joseph Day will be back in the postseason, Preston. I do. What do you think the Rams need to change for sustained success, Jake? Well, Adam, the funny thing is I don't think they need to change a damn thing now. This is the blueprint. Play the way you did today. Coming off the bat, using 12 personnel grouping, forcing them to stop the run, opening up the play action attack, and then keeping the defense off the field is the way you're going to win football games. Yeah, the taunting call was awful. All win December now. All destruction December. Yeah. No, I hear you. Matthew, thank you so much for donating. What's up, Jake? Good win today for building confidence and execution. The scheme, and Michelle, I think, was just to insert more physicality. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You punch it right in their throat. It was old school football. But on top of that, you do that old school football, the old school mentality, you still have Matthew Stafford who you can lean on. So if it does get to that point, where they're stopping the run, you already know what Matthew Stafford can do without play action. So, it's great to have that. Guys, make sure that you're giving this a like. I need some more likes on this video, to be honest with you. Just not getting enough push by YouTube on my videos. I don't know why. I got all the tags in there. But yeah, if you could like this, would really appreciate it. Share it around. Let people know. Let's see. Yeah, oh my God. Taunting, screwing up a Super Bowl, that seems very possible. Yes, please hit the like button. Hollins will be back. I don't know if he was back today, but he'll be back at some point. Taunting rule's terrible. I hate it. I hate it. It's soft. I don't like it. They're playing football. I mean, it's ridiculous. Odell Beckham's catch. How about it? Was pretty awesome. The way he mossed that guy. I wouldn't mind it. I would not mind using Blanton more as a fullback. Yeah, the OBJ, the self heal, whatever, self res, Warzone celebration. I don't know why people want OBJ to fail so badly. I mean, I don't know. It's the whole BS narrative out there that he's some cancer. I've always said it's BS. It's about as simple as I can make it. It's BS. He's not a locker room cancer. I have people that can back me up in that regard. I've talked to some people that... I talked to a few that were inside of that locker room, the Browns. I could tell you it's a bunch of nonsense, and... I mean, he's doing well with the Rams. Got his second touchdown of the year. He had absolutely no touchdowns this season for the Browns. Is that OBJ's fault, or is that number 6's fault? That's a really good way to put it. Very simple, but very good way to put it, Nolan. No, Boom was not at center. No, it was Coleman Shelton. I'm happy for Goff. Yeah, that was a big time throw on 4th and 2 with the game on the line. I mean, it's the last play of the game. Throw a touchdown on that. That was big. So good for him. He's been through a lot. You know, I may sound like I don't like him, but I think it's mainly, once again, it's kind of that one half of the fan base that just obsesses over him and, you know, kind of wouldn't give Stafford a fair chance, but gave Goff, you know, way too many excuses. It's that type of deal. But no, I like Jared Goff, you know, and I wanted it to be way different for him and the Lions this year. You know, I didn't want it to end that way. I wanted them to make the playoffs. I wanted them to be a good football team. I thought they were going to, honestly. It did surprise me. Yeah, he did get it together. Shelton got blown up big time by Adam Gotsis, but yeah, he did get it together eventually. He did get a W. That is correct. He did. Oh, I don't think Noteboom should play center. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great win. All right, Rams, we're doing our poll. We're doing our fan approval poll in the live stream. And I want to hear from you guys. So, you tell me, Rams approval poll from 1 to 10, where are you at right now as far as 10 being I'm super confident in this team, they're going to the Super Bowl, 1 being they're missing the playoffs. Where are you at right now? I'm curious to see the approval rating for the Rams. Seven, 6, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8.7, 7, 6, 5, 5, 7. Okay. Ooh, we got a 3 in the house. Damn. This win didn't do anything for you, did it? Oh, another 3. No, it's the same 3. Optimistic 7.5. I like it, Nolan. I think I'm going to roll with 7.5 out of 10. I'm going to say 7.5 out of 10, Armando. You know, I think this is... I was probably around a 6, so it did go up by, 1.5, which isn't bad, you know. But... yeah, I think I feel pretty confident that's the case. Pretty big game. Niners are in Seattle territory here. They're down 30-23 with 1:50 to go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Statement win would boost it big time, I think, as well. If they were to go to Arizona next week and they win, say, comfortably, or they win by... they just win in general. I mean... Big opportunity on Monday Night Football against the Cardinals. If they win, they go to 9-4, and then they have Seattle. They host Seattle at SoFi. So, they can get to 10-4 if they win the next 2 games. Then they have the Vikings, Ravens, and Niners. Call me crazy, but I don't look at this schedule and worry, okay? I don't. I'm not worried about this schedule. If the Rams take care of business against Arizona, then that tells me they're back to where they want to be. And if that's the case, the only team I think that they lose to is the Niners, just because the Niners have their number. But in that sense, I still can't give the Niners the win because I saw today how they can beat the Niners. They can stop the run. Like I said, they're tied for second in the league in that, and they've been the best team at stopping the run the last 4 weeks. So it's not that. It's the fact that they went back to their old ways of running the football. They've done this. They've discovered, oh, hey, we should run the football in 12 personnel. Remember the Cowboys game? Remember how a 2018 dominant offense that scored 54 against Kansas City all of a sudden forgot how to play offense? Do you remember that? Of course you do. Because go back and look at the playoffs, the divisional round against the Cowboys. That game, the Rams had 2 running backs go over 100 yards rushing, and that's how they beat the Cowboys. It was not with the 54-point offense. It was not Jared Goff. Goff wasn't very good in that game. He was okay. He wasn't great. It was the run game. What was it, 238 total yards of rushing with C.J. Anderson and Todd Gurley behind the 12 personnel grouping that wasn't there earlier in the year? Yeah. It's once again Sean McVay doing what he's already done. He's done this before. Something stops working. Okay, now Sean McVay is going to change things up and do this. And oh, by the way, if you haven't been paying attention, the Rams aren't that far behind Arizona in points scored. They're not. How many points has Arizona scored on the season? If this is updated, then the Rams are ahead of them. Oh, wait, no, they're not. Okay. Arizona scored 343 points on the season. The Rams have scored 336. The difference is that Arizona gives up 224 to the Rams 270. The Rams have given up the most points of anybody in this division. That's been their issue. But, like I said, you keep the defense off the field. You keep running the football. You establish the run. You open up the play-action passing attack. And all of a sudden, we're back to the 38-22 Rams against the Texans. This Jaguars team. The Giants game that I was at. I mean, that's the thing. This can spark that. And Brian Allen, by the way, had a questionable knee injury, and David Edwards had a foot injury, from what I can see here. Cooper Kupp, through 12 team games, has reached 300-point PPR fantasy threshold this season. The Rams' 12th game, he's the quickest to do so among wide receivers since the merger. Cooper Kupp is on an incredible pace, and it's unreal at this point. He stopped using the Ask Madden option. That's funny. I like that, Nolan. You're a funny guy. Looks like the Seahawks are going to win. It does look that way. 4th and goal. I'm behind, by the way, on this Gamecast. I don't know what happened. Incomplete. Seattle wins. Seattle moves to 4-8. They're 2-4 at home. And the Niners fall to 6-6. They're 4-2 on the road. And now all of a sudden the Niners, they have a little bit of a gut check performance coming up. Winners of 3 straight. And winners of 4 of the last 5 games. Okay? After ripping off a 4-game awful losing streak to the Packers, the Seahawks, the Cardinals, and the Colts, they beat the Bears. They lost to the Cardinals. They beat the Rams, Jaguars, and Vikings. Now they lose to Seattle. And oh, by the way, the Bengals, who are coming off a brutal loss to the Chargers at home, they are going to be playing that team. So it's going to be Niners at Cincy next week. The Niners are playing to avoid falling under 500, and they don't want to do that. They do have the Falcons the week after. And then on Sunday Night Football, they have the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee in a game where the Titans could potentially, we don't know for sure, but we start to look later on in December, maybe they have Derrick Henry. That's 3 games from now, so we'll see. Then they have the Texans, and then they wrap it up in LA, January 9th at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time. So, What it comes down to is this. The Niners, they lost a very important game today. They're about to play the Bengals, the Titans, and the Rams, 3 of their next 5 games. And to be honest with you, if they lose to the Bengals, they're 6-7. If they beat the Falcons, they're 7-7. If they lose to the Titans, they're 7-8. Say they beat the Texans, they're 8-8. And then it's against the Rams potentially to make the playoffs or not. Imagine that scenario. They're playing the Rams at 8-8, and the Rams could actually, if things go the way they potentially look they could go, if they lose 2 out of the next 4 games, the Niners could be playing the Rams just to get to the playoffs. So the Rams, after losing 5 straight to Kyle Shanahan, to Jimmy Garoppolo, the Rams, who were knocked out of the playoffs in 2019 by this team, could do themselves a massive favor in the fan base and knock out their rival 49ers at the end of the season in the final game of the year in January. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's that far-fetched. If the Rams continue down this path, they continue to establish the run the football, keep the defense off the field, utilize play action. You have Cooper Kupp having record-breaking looking, a monstrous season that has a chance to break Calvin Johnson's record. You have Odell Beckham Jr., you have Van Jefferson, you have what you got out of Sony Michel tonight. You have Henderson. Who knows about Akers? He'll probably be back for the playoffs, but I don't know if he could be back sooner. I'm not really sure about that. I think it's probably has to wait until the playoffs, but again, I don't know. They're getting guys back. They're getting healthy, although they did lose those 2 guys on the offensive line, but that is the recipe. If they beat the Niners, they have a chance to knock the Niners out of the playoffs. And on top of that, think about this. The Rams, at that point, if they beat the Niners, so if they could beat the Niners out of the next 5 games, Niners and Cardinals, they could run the table. And then they'd have an opportunity. I wouldn't rule it out. I don't think it's crazy to say that the Rams could be 13-4 at the end of the season. But they're going to have to stick to what's working. And by the way, great teams have these winning streaks. Great teams finish. And the Rams, the question is, are they a great team? We'll find out. But it's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to be interesting because the Rams could be the team that knocks out the Niners out of the playoffs. This loss to Seattle is horrible. I mean, this is a bad loss by the Niners. This is a bad loss. A team that is now 4-8 on the season, to lose like that, bad loss. So, I'm just saying, folks. I'm just saying. It sure would be interesting. I wonder if we could, let's see here. Let's see if we can do this. I'm very curious if I can. Okay, so I have a playoff machine up here. So with, let's just say win percentage right now, if things go the way they are, the Rams would be the 5th seed taking on Dallas. Niners would take on Washington, who just took down the Raiders. Green Bay would take on the San Francisco 49ers. Let's see here. Cardinals would be the 1st seed. Patriots would be the 1st seed in the AFC. Teams that would miss the playoffs, you'd be talking Cincinnati would miss the playoffs at this. Oh, no, Cincinnati would make the playoffs. No, who would miss the playoffs? So if the season ended today, Pittsburgh would miss the playoffs. Oh my God, did they win? How did they win? Pittsburgh won? How did the Ravens botch that? I'm checking right now. Oh, they missed the 2-point conversion. Okay. Oh, good win for Pittsburgh. Damn. Wow, that's a big one. I mean, that saved their season. 6-5-1 though is such an ugly record. My God. Deontay Johnson has turned into an absolute star. 2 touchdowns, 105 yards receiving. Damn. Do you agree with them going for 2 in the win? I mean, I guess on the road, but I don't know. Pretty much. What's up, Ashton? What's up, Darksaver? Yeah, we did. I don't know if I would have gone for 2 there. That's, you have the most accurate kicker in NFL history. I'll probably just go with Justin Tucker kicking the extra point, personally. Just saying. Yeah, that's not what I would have thought, but guys, make sure to give this a thumbs up. Like this. We're at 35 likes. We have 99 people in here. Like that we're finally getting up, but we got to get more likes. Otherwise, YouTube isn't going to recommend this. And for whatever reason, YouTube has been giving me a hard time recommending my videos to Rams fans. I don't know why. I don't know. We were doing super well at one point, and now all of a sudden we're not. So I don't know what's going on. But yeah, please be sure to like it. Also, just letting you guys know, this show and every show on the channel is brought to you by MyBookie and Prize Picks. You can go over to both of them. You can sign up today using our promo codes up top. We have JKDTR. I'm always bad with the whole flip thing, but JKDTR right there will get you double your first deposit up to $1,000. And Prize Picks, DT Rams will get you double your first deposit up to $100. They finally figured out, thank you so much for donating, Matthew. They finally figured they better get it together if they want to get this home field Super Bowl next week will be big, 100%. Oh, you thought OBJ got hurt? Yes, please get this to 100 likes. That would be fantastic. Next week is Monday Night Football against Arizona. Yeah, OBJ did like a weird celebration, like he was down in Warzone and he was injecting himself, the self-revive. Yeah, it's Arizona next week. You were hoping Wolford played the whole game? I love Wolford, but I certainly was hoping Stafford wasn't hurt. Yeah, Warzone. Hey, you guys know, it's been on my channel before. We've played Warzone on here. Man, that has to feel good for the Pittsburgh fans. After getting decked by the Bengals and then coming back and, winning that game the way they did. Psh. Yeah, definitely has to feel good. What doesn't feel good is losing. I missed out on a power play pick on Prize Picks by 3 yards from Taylor Heineke. The over 118.5 passing yards in the second half. I missed it. He got 115. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. I think OBJ is staying with the Rams personally, but that's just me. I don't think Rapp got exposed. I thought he was solid. 100% agree, Brandon. 100% agree. What are you guys thinking for tonight's game? Who you guys got, Kansas City or Denver? I think OBJ is going to stay as well. Kansas City. Yeah, I like Denver to win. I kind of think Kansas City is going to win. Wait, where is it? Is it in Denver or is it Kansas City? That's the question. It is... Oh, is it Kansas City? Okay, all right, well. Massive game for Denver. If Denver wins this, they both are at 7-5, and they have a tiebreaker over Kansas City, I believe. Yeah, because they don't play Kansas City until the end of the season, so they would have the tiebreaker over Kansas City. This game is huge. Damn. If Kansas City wins this, then they play the Lions. They could go 8-5. Okay. Then they have the Bengals, Raiders, Chargers, Chiefs. I mean, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but, you know. We're going to get to see the rookie Javonte Williams tonight because Melvin Gordon is out. Collinsworth is going to have a meltdown over Mahomes. You're not kidding. Lions are a juggernaut, huh? Interesting. Chiefs have won 4 of their last 5. The Broncos have won 3 of their last 2. Okay. Both coming off good wins. Well, I would say it's more impressive. The Broncos beat the Chargers, and Dallas. They both beat Dallas, so that's kind of funny. I was just going to say that, Dr. Dingus. I was just going to say that. You're absolutely right there. Absolutely right. Make sure you guys thumbs up. Yeah, Henderson's hurt, but, you know, I'm sure he'll be fine. He was active today, he just didn't play. $37-7 though. That's I know it's the Jacksonville Jaguars, but that's how you do it. That's how you come back. You get right. Yeah, I mean, Skoranek had a good catch, but let's not forget the crucial 3rd down catch early on in the game when it was close that he dropped. He still got he has to get that right. Van Jefferson has to make that catch over the middle. I mean, those are... It goes down as an incompletion by Stafford, but those guys have to make those catches. It's that simple. Buddy Howell, I think, is out for the year. I think he tore his ACL. I'm all for 12 personnel. I mean, I think they probably were going to use more 12 personnel, and then Johnny Munt got hurt, and, he's out for the year, so. I mean, Dr. Dingus, when it comes to Von Miller, I thought he played all right. Yeah, he doesn't seem fully healthy, in my opinion, though. 100%. He's got to make the catch. Yeah, my prediction was 39-13, so they actually did better than I expected. Yeah, that kick return was awesome. Yeah, well, ACL tears always suck, so yeah. Pro 12 personnel. Yeah, if it's not Madden, then I'm pro 12 personnel. If I was playing Madden, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a empty set formation type of guy. You guys know that. You've seen me play. So people have been asking me though, like, why do they run out of the shotgun? Yeah, the Raiders are in some trouble now. After beating the Dallas Cowboys, they weren't able to take down Washington today. Not good there. You thought that they would, take advantage of that. Joe Brady being fired is ridiculous. Another scapegoat. We see a lot of those this time of year. People have a hard time taking accountability for their actions and their lack of production. I don't understand how you could be Nolan. It's hard to play under center because, Madden, it's like your offensive line isn't very good. No matter, you could have an all-pro offensive line and they don't play that well against the computer. I don't know why. 12 personnel. Well, 12. So if it was 13 personnel, it'd be 2 tight ends. If it's 12, then it's 1 in the backfield and 2 tight ends. So you have 1 running back, which is the 1. And then you have the 2. So it's not supposed to be 12. Like, it's not like actually 12 people on the field. But what it is it's 2 tight ends and you have 1 in the backfield. So the first number of that, double number, so to speak, those 2 numerals, the first number is always going to be about the backfield. So the first number will always be about how many guys are in the backfield. So if the Rams have 12 personnel, that means they have 1, because it's 12, 1, 2, they have 1 guy in the backfield, which is Sony Michel, okay? And then the 12 is Bryson Hopkins and Tyler Higbee. If they use 3 tight ends, so they have Tyler Higbee, Bryson Hopkins, and Kendall Bland, that would be 13 personnel. See what I'm saying? So that would be 13 personnel. If they had Henderson and Michelle split back, instantly we get rid of the 1, and now it's 2. So once you have 2 running backs in the backfield, now all of a sudden the personnel grouping is going to be in the 20s. And then you have 21 personnel, which would be 1 tight end, 2 running backs in the backfield. You could have 22 personnel, which would be two running backs in the backfield and 2 tight ends. Do you see what I'm saying? So that is how that works. It may be kind of hard to understand. I tried to make it as best as possible to explain that, because I know we use the term 12 personnel and not everyone knows what that means, and I'm happy to try to explain it. It's one of those things, once you understand, it's pretty simple, but it is kind of complicated if you don't understand what the personnel groupings are. No, you're right, Dingus. You're absolutely right. They were running. They had 6. I saw Note Boom at like next to right tackle. Like, he lined up as a tight end. So you're right. They did do that. On those plays, it just didn't work as well as they were thinking. Yeah, there were some ticky-tack penalties for sure. Yes, you're right. Sorry. 11 personnel is 1 running back and 1 tight end. But when you notice, when they go just all wide receivers and empty set, or not empty set, but they have a running back, that's 10 personnel. So you have a running back, or sorry, I butchered that. My bad. So you essentially you can have 10 personnel when you have a tight end, but you don't have No, I butchered that. You can have 10 personnel when you don't have a tight end, but you have a running back. That's what I meant to say. God. So many numbers. It's annoying. Yes, please don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, it's a good sign, Peo. Good sign. Let's get those likes up. Yeah, math is hard. I didn't particularly do well in it. I don't know. Once it got to the polynomial shit, I just didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm not even going to pretend to know what that is. I mean, I know what it is, but you get my point. Oh, man, I hated all those. Those were the good old days. Yeah, I mean, the last game of the year could essentially mean could be for the Rams to win the division, and it could be for the 49ers to make the playoffs. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, you know? I mean, if you think about it, it could be massive. Not trying to look too far ahead, but I mean, that's where we're at right now, you know? I mean, no doubt that could be massive. We don't know, but yeah, the Spider-Verse teaser was really cool. I liked it. Polynomials were stupid as hell. You're absolutely right. I think the game plan against the Cardinals is going to be very similar to today. I mean, I think they're going to force the Cardinals. They're 30th over the season this year. The Cardinals are 30th at stopping the run. They give up 4.7 yards per carry, a game. So, to me, I just think at the end of the day, you're going to want to run the football, keep your defense off the field, and do it all over again. You're not going to be able to stop Kyler Murray and contain him if you can't get your defense off the field. If your defense is exhausted, hate to break it to you, you're not stopping Kyler Murray. You're just not. So, you have to make sure that your defense is off the field enough and, is able to play contain and is able to do their thing. But also, you're going to have to cover guys like DeAndre Hopkins. You can't run like, this soft zone. So, like I said, and I've said over and over again, the Cardinals really struggle against the run. So, that I would definitely run it against them. I think that's the main course of action, and then utilizing play action. It's that simple, in my opinion. So, that's where I would go with that. I mean, all it takes is you beat the Cardinals, and now all of a sudden you have a 2-game winning streak, and things start to seem a little bit more possible. That's why, that game is huge. Same here, Substance. Same here. I'm pumped for Hawkeye episode 4 on Wednesday. I'm actually watching Iron Fist right now, and I'm not going to lie, guys. I know some of you said that it sucked, but I'm going to disagree. I'm in season 2, and I really enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, we'll keep this in mind. You know, everyone's fighting that whole Henderson versus Sony Michel battle. I'm getting tagged left and right on Twitter. People, where are you, Jake? Well, I'm live. So first off, I'm not going to be tweeting at you the whole night because I'm live. Secondly, it's not about me hating like Sony Michel. I've seen a lot of that. You know, I was a big fan of them trading for him. And again, there's video of me saying that. I got one of the first videos. I think I got the first video up on the platform. Because I remember I was up at like 5 a.m. when that trade was announced or whatever. I don't remember what time it was, but I was up really early in the morning. Okay. So I got that video announced. I got the video out immediately, if you guys remember, and I liked the move. You know, the thing is, if Sony Michel plays the way he did today, and they give Henderson an opportunity, these guys can complement each other. They do things well that others, like the other guy, doesn't. So, you know, I think they're a good complement to each other. I'm not trying to make this Sony versus Hendo. I mean, that's kind of what it appears like on Twitter, but that's not the case. I think, if anything, they should use that. They should take advantage of today. Okay, we learned that Sony Michel can run well, and can give Henderson an opportunity, to catch his breath and, be a little bit. I mean, I'm curious to see if Henderson, he did lose some burst from last year. I don't think that's gone forever, guys. I'm curious to see how healthy Henderson's been the whole season and if he's just playing through it. I mean, it's totally normal. Guys play through torn labrums all the time. Julio, I thought Ernest Jones was awesome. He was fantastic today. So I feel really good about him moving forward. I understand, again, it's Jacksonville, but he was flying all over the field making plays. Well, yeah, exactly. You're going to need both running backs to play well. Everyone's just assuming Cam Akers is going to be healthy, when he comes back in the playoffs. And honestly, I think he will, because I think it's a partial tear of his Achilles, and he wouldn't play if he wasn't healthy. But what I will say is that at the end of the day, Cam Akers, it's not a guarantee that he goes back to the Cam Akers you know and love from last season. I mean, I talked about on Twitter, Cooper Kupp tore his ACL and then came back and was way more explosive. But this is a different injury. He didn't tear his ACL, and he'd be coming back within that same, year. Obviously, it'll be 2022 when he comes back. But in reality, he's only been gone since what? June, July? He hasn't been gone that long. So, I mean, this is a pretty big deal. This is not even a full calendar year. Something to keep in mind. Oh, I'd run it down the Cardinals' throats. Yeah, Cooper Kupp is just another level at this point. I mean, he's just playing at just such a ridiculous level. It is just uncanny. I mean, I think he really has a shot to break the Calvin Johnson single season record. He really does. I'm not even kidding. It's now in some jeopardy, I would say. After today, to show you that, he could start off with 0 catches and 0 yards and then all of a sudden finish with 8 catches for 129, yeah, I would say, there's a pretty good chance. Wish ESPN updated their stats here. Where is it? Because obviously it's not a guarantee he'll break it. But, I mean, let's see here. Cooper Kupp's worst game this year was against Arizona. He had 5 catches for 64 yards. His worst game. His second worst game. Let's see. I guess 7 catches for 92 yards against Seattle. That's his second worst game of the season. He's had over 100 yards in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games out of 12. I mean, he's had a touchdown in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games out of 12. In every game that Cooper Kupp has caught a touchdown, they've won. In every game Cooper Kupp has not caught a touchdown, they have lost. Thank you. So 100 receptions. All right, so let's see here. He's on pace for 141.6 receptions on the season. Let's see. He is on pace for Oh, he's getting there. He's getting there. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Nope, you can't. Oh, well. I have it in manual focus, so I'm not going to change it, but he is on pace for 1,935.16 yards, which, if you don't know, wouldn't be enough, I don't think. Actually, yeah. It would not be enough, but Cooper Kupp can continue. And, I mean, look, if he breaks Calvin Johnson, his record, it's going to be, impressive regardless of him playing an extra game or not, in my opinion. But this is just an average. I mean, this is just assuming, keep this in mind, this is just assuming that Cooper Kupp, for the rest of the season, has 113.8 receiving yards per game. See what I'm saying? So 113.8. Like, that's not allowing him to go over like 150. Like, he still has games, I think, that are coming where, I mean, this guy could pop off for 150 plus in every game moving forward. We don't know how it's going to go. But what I will say is that, I feel very confident in one of those big games, like the Monday Night Football game. There's a chance he could go wild in that one. He could go wild in the final game of the season against the Ravens, the Vikings. I mean, Cooper Kupp, I'm going to say it now. It's going to be tough. It's not a guarantee, but my money is on Cooper Kupp to break Calvin Johnson's record. I think he's going to do it. So, let's see. Where would I have him at this point? If he were to have... Okay, so next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So next 5 games. So if he had 120 in those, 600, and then he gets 1966, that would be? Yeah, I think he'll break it by like 2. But I think he's going to break it. That's the number. That's how much he needs. 600. I mean, he just needs 599. But 600 is, I think, a fair thing there. 600 in 5 games is 120 per game. That's it. I mean, he should be in the MVP conversation. He should. Funny enough, in that season, Calvin Johnson had 5 receiving touchdowns. Just 5. Can you believe that? Crazy. Yeah, imagine he did that. It was a game winner. Cooper Kupp catches a game winner to break the record and then knocks the Niners out of the playoffs. Crazy. That would be crazy. It also just goes to show you, though, I mean, he breaks it. It's still impressive even if he has to use an extra game. But you got to give a shout out to Calvin Johnson. I mean, the fact that he was able to do that in 16 is just unreal. you know, especially with everybody knowing he was getting the ball. I mean, Calvin Johnson was by far the best receiver. Cooper Kupp has been with OBJ, Robert Woods, Van Jefferson. You know, it's still very, very impressive, but it's not taking anything away from him. But it's also, you know, that Calvin Johnson, he's pretty darn good at football, or at least was. All right, let's see. What was I going to check? Yeah, and then Cooper Kupp, I mean, he has, what's the record for most receiving touchdowns in the season? It's 23. He's nowhere near that. He's not going to come near that, I don't think. He's slowed down a considerable amount. But, I mean, you know, if he were to get, so 23 is the record. He has 11. He would need 12. He need to average 2.4 receiving touchdowns a game the rest of the way. So, you know. I personally don't think Kupp is going to get the touchdown one, and that's fine. If he doesn't get that, like, no big deal. It's not a huge deal. I don't have an issue with it. The receiving yards one is the big one, and I think that's what he'll end up getting. And it's going to be damn close. Like, it's going to be very, very close. We're talking under 10 yards, potentially. Over or under. I mean, that's really what it's going to be. Guys, make sure that you give this video a like. We're over 100 viewers. I'm going to get offline soon, but over 100 viewers. Would really appreciate if we can get over 100 likes. Would really appreciate it, because YouTube is not doing me any favors. Not you, I mean literally YouTube.com is not, my videos aren't reaching as many people as they normally do. I don't think it's recommended enough. I don't know, the thing with YouTube is you got to keep pushing out content. If you miss like 2 days, it takes you out of the recommended line, and then you got to do it all over again. It's annoying, frustrating, but it is what it is. Yeah, Jefferson has to, you know, definitely catch the ball. I agree with you. I love seeing the growth of Greg Gaines as well. Definitely hear you there. You guys have 3 minutes to put in your prize picks play. If you guys haven't already, be sure to check out Prize Picks, the app. It's great. You can win a lot of money. And I'll help you out, too. I'll send you winning lineups and things like that. I've already won over $1,500 on this app. So, you can see my winnings right there. Boom. Next Marvel stream will be on Wednesday. We'll do it on Wednesday. We'll talk about episode 4 of Hawkeye and whatever else. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, guys. I mean, I don't mean to be a complainer. I'm just telling you that, you know, my growth has kind of not been stagnant. I mean, I thought it went great in No-Win November. I mean, I don't know why, but like it was better in No-Win November. But I mean, I can just see it's not being recommended as much as it should. That's not me being egotistical. That's like, I have like data here that would support it's not being as recommended as it has been in the past. That's my point. Yeah, that's, I don't know. Whatever's going on. Yeah, definitely catch up on Hawkeye. We got a lot to talk about on Wednesday. I don't think they're setting up Hawkeye to die, but I don't know for sure. That's true. I'm looking for him myself. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it. My throat is very sore. I really have to keep, you know, definitely have to keep care of it. That's why I canceled the Bogen's bets the last 2 nights because like my throat has just been killing me, which isn't good. It'll probably mean that I have vocal issues for years to come, but we'll make it through it. Thank you guys so much for joining. Really do appreciate your support of me. No, DC is not better than Marvel. Sorry, I just had to say that. I saw that in the comment section. Respect your opinion though. But you know, I think we'll be back. I'm gonna try to do these more. Try to do the Ram-centric ones more. I get bigger audiences with the Rams. I'm trying to get things off the ground, like Bogen's bets and things like that, but I'm only getting like 6 people watching. It's kind of demoralizing, but at the same time, it's like if people don't want to watch it, then, you know, they're not going to watch it. So I got to figure out a way to, you know, do better on that part. But yeah, that's it. So love y'all. You guys be good. And we'll have a Downtown Rams podcast coming out soon as well with Alexis and I, but that's going to do it for me tonight. Again, go over to Prize Picks. Go on our Discord channel. I will be posting lineups. You can win money without having to do a damn thing except for just copying. Copying wasn't allowed in your school. It's allowed here, though, in this community. In this regard, don't copy other things, you know. But anyway, thank you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.